Yo, turn the lights down low and the drama up. She's late, she's loud, and she live. Woo! You already know who it is. Shades 2, baby. She back again. Mic hot, crowd lit, vibe on 10. Shay walk in like we back again. News, tea, jokes and spins. She don't do small talk, she go in. From the headlines to the comment section, she call names with no correction. You tuned in, don't act brand new. It's late night, baby, she got that view.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Look on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I lacked game, back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Look on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. Popcorn ready, wig on alert. She dropped one line, is somebody hurt? Talk show queen with a side of roast. She run this thing from coast to coast. Late on purpose, still on time. She hit you with shade, then call it a rhyme. Talk smart, talk slick, talk flame. Say the name right, yeah, late night with Shay.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Look on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Look on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. That's right. News, drama, laughs, whatever else you feel like. One mic, one queen. Late night with Shay. On Shay's tube, she back again.
It's late night with Shay.
Yeah, she say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. Now you thought I left, nah, I'm back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. And you thought I left, nah, I'm back again. Yeah.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to Shay's Tube. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this late night Owls Talk Time session. Guys, we got a Diddy trial recap again tonight. Also, allegedly, Diddy and his son are both accused of sexual assault. Great, actually. Okay, I had to put it up there like that because you can't put, the other word up there. And I have some breaking news for you guys. So go get you something to drink and relax in seat bed. If you are at work, continue to do your job and watch Shay's Tube on the down low or listen on the down low. And guys, let me go ahead and do this copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. That entire copyright disclaimer is in my description area. Part of it is scrolling across that screen, and it will be in my comments section as soon as I get the chance to. All right, guys, if you enjoy this content tonight, don't forget to thumbs up this content, this video. Also, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe below and hit the bell notifications so you can be notified of any upcoming videos. Make sure you share and leave a comment. And thank you guys so much. And if you want to show additional support for this channel, you can do a super sticker, super chat, cash app at $Shades Tube, or you can copy yourself a membership for $4.99. And thank you guys in advance for that as well. All right, so we are going to go ahead and get started with this live. Welcome to everybody in the bushes, everybody watching this in the replay. What's up, Jermaine? Thank you guys again for being here. And it is June 26, 2025, 11:51 p.m. out here on the West Coast. All right, so we're going to get ready to get started. Hope you guys had a great Thursday, and I hope you have an even better Friday. All right, Now, let's go ahead and start off with the Diddy recap first. Actually, hold on. What y'all doing? Huh? Hold on, y'all. Let me go see what these kids do. Hold on for a second. I had to go check. I had to go check on to see what this cat was doing. They need to go to bed because they're doing too much. We're gonna make Saber go to bed because she's doing too much. I'm gonna make Saber go to bed because the other ones are in their room. We're gonna make Saber get in this bed in here. In her cat bed because she's doing too much. Man, this cat be everywhere. I done stepped on her tail today because it's so damn long, like a raccoon tail and stuff. It's all bushy and stuff. What is she doing? You can't go to bed. She need to go to bed. Then I say, what's time you go to bed? All right. Open the laundry room door back. Okay. Say that's it for the night. Shit. Okay, I can't even do my live productively because every time I look around, you're doing something. She be doing the most, you guys, with her little bad self. She's not bad, I'm just joking, but she be doing stuff at times, you know. And she just be, cats be so sneaky. You think they in one place, they be somewhere else. But anyway, we're not going to do the recap yet. We're going to go ahead and talk about the those allegations of Diddy and his son, both accused of rape. All right, that's what we're going to talk about first. So let me go ahead and put that up there. And then we'll recap Diddy's trial today, okay? Let me take Javion down real quick. Y'all don't forget about Javion McGee, okay? Because one day they're going to let us know that he did not commit the S word, that somebody did it, all right? Okay, let's do this. Wait a minute, I just typed in some. Oh, okay, I'm like capital. Hold on, y'all. I got this in all capital letters. I'm shouting and stuff. And not type, girl. Damn. Let me spell this word right. Y'all make sure y'all check out my Country Wayne reaction video that I did earlier today. It was a hot ass tripped out mess because Shayla and Anthony got into it. Shayla was knocking on that door like a psychopath. And Anthony had to put her out. Okay, it's a trip. All right, so anyway, let's go ahead and look up this stuff right here. So let me get the information. I already have it looked up. Let me get the information. Okay, let's see here. So according to TMZ, are you doing? If you don't stop here, something gonna stop. This guy used to go to sleep at this time. I see I'm doing the most. Okay, so anyway, according to TMZ, it states that Diddy and Justin Combs have been sued. They lured me to LA for gang rape. Okay, so let's see. They claim that both Diddy and his son, Justin Combs, lured a woman to Los Angeles with promise of getting her a job in the entertainment industry. But when she got here, she was kept in a house for days and ended up being raped by multiple men, including Diddy, at least according to a new lawsuit. All right. In the lawsuit obtained by TMZ, the woman claims Justin initially contacted her through Snapchat in 2017, and they messaged back and forth, with the woman eventually sending Justin risque photos. Hold on, this damn thing came right up. At his request. She says after she sent the snaps, Justin offered to fly her out to LA for a weekend. The woman says she was interested in working in the entertainment field and told Justin as much in their conversations. And she claims Justin told her a trip to LA would help her potential career, telling her if she came, he would get her a job using his and his famous father's connections. Okay. In her lawsuit, the woman says she flew to LA in April 2017 and a driver picked her up in a black SUV and drove her to a house in Beverly Hills. She says she stayed in the house with Justin the first night, talking and relaxing. To her surprise, she says they did not leave the house on Saturday either. And when she asked if they were ever going to leave, Justin abruptly said no. The woman claimed Justin offered her liquor and weed on Saturday, and she believed the weed was laced due to the effect it had on her. She says Justin then offered and made her take various pills or poppers. In the suit, the woman claims after they consumed multiple drugs, three other men show up at the house in masquerade masks. She said one of the men was Diddy, who she says she recognized by his stature and mannerisms. She said Justin referred to him as Pops. The woman claims she was taken upstairs to a bedroom where she was told, "You better let this happen or else." She says each of the three men took turn raping her, from the back and orally while she was drugged and intoxicated. So they had anal, with her. They raped her that way. And then orally. That is weird. She said the brutal gang rape went from Saturday night through at least midday Sunday. And she says on Monday, she was driven back to the airport and dropped off. She says during the weekend and afterwards, Justin held over her head the possibility of a job in TV, as well as the photos she sent him on Snapchat. The woman is suing Diddy and Justin for sexual assault and battery, gender violence, and more, and she's going after them for damages. Of course, her lawyer is Tony Busby. All right. And let's see what they said. And of course, we know that none of Busby's clients have testified in the Diddy trial. Now, Diddy's legal team tell TMZ no matter how many lawsuits are filed, it won't change the fact that Mr. Combs has never actually assaulted or ex-trafficked anyone, man or woman, adult or minor. We live in a world where anyone can file a lawsuit for any reason. Fortunately, a fair and impartial judicial process exists to find the truth, and Mr. Combs is confident he will prevail in court. So these are all allegations, we don't know for sure if it's true or not. That's what she claims. So she says she did not see Diddy's face, but she knew it was him because the son called him Pops, and she knew from his mannerisms and his stature. Right. Yeah, Tony Busby. So again, if she has some type of proof, then, that would be good. But, I don't know if she does have any proof or not, but hopefully she does if this is true. Because all this hearsay, it's crazy. Somebody said, I don't believe her story. It all sounds fake. However, I had this observation. Diddy's son looks exactly like Steve Urkel. Okay. Let's see. So like I said, I don't know if this is true or not, because it's easy to say somebody raped you, you went over their house or whatever. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if this is true or if it is true. Okay. If it is true, I hope she has some type of proof to prove what she's saying. And I still ask this question: why did she wait? She said this happened in 2017, and we are almost 10 years later, just about. I don't understand why these people wait so long to come forward. If Sean Diddy Combs did something to them, I mean, what's the difference now than back then? I mean, he's more powerful now. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Sounds like to me, I don't know if this is if I'm true, if this is true what I'm getting ready to say, but it sounds like to me, she hooked up with this dude, and he probably did have some dudes over there that came over there, or whatever the case is, and maybe I don't know, because people do weird shit, and then trip out afterwards. I don't know. Like I said, we will see how all of these civil lawsuits play out once this criminal once this criminal trial is over. Okay, let me go ahead and see what they're talking about on TikTok regarding this. Okay, see, I heard about this like a week ago, I believe, initially. Let me turn this out. You said all lies, Jermaine? I don't know if I believe this 100%. I'm just going to be perfectly honest. Let me go ahead and see if I can pull it up on TikTok real quick. Hold on for a minute, y'all. Let me look up here and see. Let's see. Let's see if they can pull that up. So let me see which one I want to use. Hold on. Let me go ahead and share this. He did not speak out. These people be lying on TikTok, man. I'm not going to lie. Okay, let's see which one I want to use. I don't know which one I want to use. Let me look at his.
He didn't catch a break. He was just hit with another SA lawsuit. This time, his son, Justin Combs, is involved. According to a woman, she claims she met Justin on Snapchat back in 2017, and after they exchanged a couple of photos, he flew her out to LA. He claims her whole point in going out to LA to visit Justin was so she can get started on her career in the entertainment industry, and she claims that Justin, that he could use a couple of Diddy's connects to possibly land her a job. When she got there, she claims things went drastically different. She says the first night was pretty cool. They just hung out, watched TV, and chatted a bit. The next night is where things went left. Claims that he offered her POPPERS with some drinks and some devil's lettuce that she believes was laced. After they consumed those party favors, that 3 men in masquerade masks came through the house. She claims she believes that one of the men in the masquerade mask was Diddy, based off of his mannerisms and the way he spoke, and the fact that Justin kept referring to him as Pop, allegedly. She was escorted upstairs and told, "You better do this or else." She claims that them taking advantage of her lasted from Saturday night all the way until midday Sunday. She claims that the following day on Monday, she was then dropped off at the airport and sent back home. She was in communication with Justin a couple of times, and he alluded to the fact that he may have had an opportunity where she could be a television host on a show, but that all fell through. She claims that during the time they would talk, he would hold the fact that this happened to her over her head, as well as hold the pictures that she took for him over her head as well. She is now suing Diddy and Justin for SA, battery, gender violence, and more, and she is seeking damages, although the amount is unspecified right now. This is all insane because, as we all know, Diddy is wrapping up his trafficking trial in New York. We're all still waiting on pins and needles to see what's going to happen with that. And in the meantime, he got this situation happening with his son, Justin. I'm curious to know what y'all think regarding this. Let me know down in the comments, y'all. Peace. He can't catch.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, so somebody said filing a lawsuit now is just dumb. There's nothing they can say about him now that anyone will care about. Free Diddy. I think people still will care about it. Excuse me, I think people will still care about all of these lawsuits and everything that these people are alleging that Diddy and now his son has, done with this one lady. So I don't think, people would care any less. The thing is that I'm wondering if this is true, because people are just, filing lawsuits every time you look around on this dude, and now his son is included. I think his other son has some allegations too that allegedly happened on a yacht, that he was on with the maid, or, the lady, the housekeeper, or whatever you want to call it, assistant or whatever. So, I mean, if these young men are doing these things, I'm just wondering now, if this is true, did they learn it from their dad? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, this is true. I mean, what would possess them to be, doing some of these things that, claiming they did, like this rape of this girl and stuff. And the other girl, she said she was assaulted as well on the yacht, or touched or something, because I told you guys about it already. So yeah, that's it's just plainly crazy. But this is a civil lawsuit. It's not any criminal charges or anything yet. All right. So Jermaine, what you got to say about that? And let me give me a little snack while you. Right. Why are these people like? Why are these people saying something now? Sorry about that, y'all. And he wasn't saying nothing back in 2020 or 2021 or 2022 or damn. Why did everybody wait, all these years to, file these lawsuits and stuff? Once they waited to Cassie kicked everything off, and now they want to all join in. This is crazy. And then no real proof either. That's weird too, because, I know people were scared of him, and at least that's what they claim and things, but still, shit, you have to find a way to, let somebody know that this dude is doing, this or that. So like I said, it's kind of hard. But this one right here, it just sounds like it's not even true. Now, granted, I don't know for sure, because I wasn't there or anything else. It could be true, but it just sounds far-fetched to me. All right? Yeah, Jermaine said all lies. Let me stop sharing this. Okay. So anyway, y'all tell me what y'all think about that in the comment section. And we're going to move on to recap Diddy's trial now, okay? Let me go ahead and do that, because, man, I don't want to get tired for real up here on this live. Yeah, claws. Okay. So let's go ahead and look and see what we got with Diddy stuff. His recap of his trial, on Thursday. So anyway, let me tell you about another allegation that Sean Diddy Combs has as well. So another person is suing him as well. All right. This is a man who claims Diddy sodomized him at a house party after telling him, you are about to get that Diddy love. All right. It's crazy. So this man's name is Brandon Adams, who claims he was invited to a party Diddy was hosting in 2021, only to show up and be actually assaulted. So let's see, keep reading. In the lawsuit obtained by TMZ, like always, Adams claims he got the invite from a chauffeur he met at an LA gas station. And when he showed up, he says he was told to keep his phone in the car. Now, inside the bash, he claims he saw other celebs, but he did not interact with them. And he had some alcoholic drinks that made him feel dizzy. Adams claims he found an empty bedroom. He collapsed onto the bed and fell unconscious. He says the next thing he remembers is the feeling of a hand unbuckling his belt. He says he asked what was going on and heard a man's voice he believes was Diddy answered. You are about to get that Diddy love. Ugh. In the suit, Adams claims he was rolled from his stomach onto his side and told, "Don't worry, you are about to get a great massage." He says he turned his head and saw Diddy sodomizing him. Adams claims he tried to protest, but Diddy grabbed the back of his neck and threatened him by reciting the information on his driver's license, which Adams says has been scanned by security upon entry. He says Diddy finished up and left the room, and Adams said he felt pain in a foul sensation. Adams claims he tried to confront Diddy, but was intercepted by security guards who carried him to another room and told him he could either play along and leave the party like nothing happened or leave the hard way. He says he played along and was told to sign an NDA. He claims once he signed, he was escorted to the exit and allowed to leave. But he says he got pulled over on his way home and arrested for DUI, which he blames on the after effects of the drugs he unknowingly consumed. So Adams is suing Diddy for sexual assault and battery, gender violence, and more. And he's going after him for damages. Okay? So you got this woman suing him and his son. And this right here is another lawsuit, another civil suit. So again, of course, they denied this as well. So do you guys think this is true? What do y'all think? What's up, Kim B? How you doing? Tony Bands, what's up? What's up? What's up? How you doing, Tony? So do y'all believe that about Diddy with this man? And what does sodomize mean? Let me see what that means. Let's see what that means. Hold on, y'all. Let me look and see what that means. Let's see. Oh, okay. That's crazy. So that's what he did to him. That's allegedly. Hey. That's crazy, man. So let's see what y'all say over here. So Jermaine always say they're lying. I don't know. I kind of believe this dude. I don't know why I believe this dude. I don't know. It just sounds like it could be true. But again, it doesn't matter what we think or what we believe. You need to have some type of proof, to show that you're telling the truth, that what you are claiming is true. Goodness. But let's see something real quick. Let me see this. I didn't say share. Let me just see what the story says. Okay. Okay, let me see what else we got for Diddy's recap of his trial, you guys. Hold on. That's crazy. All these damn lawsuits in the midst of him fighting these criminal charges and stuff like that. Okay, let me make sure I don't have anything else over there. Okay. Okay, so anyway, Diddy. So, I got a lot of stuff on this phone saved. Hold on, let me see what all I got here. So, of course, in the closing arguments in Diddy's trial today, you guys know that the prosecution basically was painting Diddy, making Diddy look like he was or he is the head of a criminal enterprise. Okay, but let's see what they're saying. And this is according to KXAN. Okay. Anyway, like I just said, prosecution paints Diddy as head of his criminal kingdom. All right. So let's see. So they had they started closing arguments in their case against Sean Diddy Combs on Thursday by painting his alleged criminal enterprise as his kingdom. The 7-week legal proceeding has culminated in its final days of the highly anticipated trial, with the last of 34 witnesses taking the stand. 34 witnesses, damn. The government will be given 4 hours to make its closing statement, and after that, defense attorneys will make their final plea to jurors. Judge Aaron Submaranian told the jury they would hear closing arguments from the defense team on Friday, as well as any rebuttal from a prosecutor before they begin deliberating. Anyway, they are expected to do their deliberations on Monday. At first they said Friday, so I guess, since they're a little bit delayed or whatever the case is, it's going to be on Monday now. Let's see what else we got. They just repeat everything. Hold on. Anyway, the government started its closing arguments by painting Combs as a mogul who used power, influence, and fear to run a criminal enterprise to commit the brutal X-crimes they have laid out throughout the trial. Assistant U.S. Attorney Christy Slavic told the jury Combs was someone who doesn't take no for an answer and counted on silence and shame to enable his abusive behavior. She pointed to Combs' small army of assistants and bodyguards, some of whom were called to the witness stand earlier in the trial to help him harm women and help cover it up. Hey, young Liz, what's up, what's up, what's up? When someone commits crimes as part of a group, they are more powerful and dangerous, Slavic said. The defendant was a powerful man, but he became more powerful and dangerous because of his inner circle, his businesses in the enterprise. They also said that Diddy thought he was above the law. Anyway, she said again, the defendant used power, violence, and fear to get what he wanted. He thought that his fame, wealth, and power could put him above the law. Slavic argued its racketeering case against Combs, saying Combs and his inner circle committed hundreds of illegal offenses, including DRUG distribution, kidnapping, arson, and witness tampering. She said the defendant was a powerful man, but he became more powerful and dangerous because of his inner circle, his businesses, in his enterprise. Now, using a slideshow for the jury, she showed photos of people allegedly in Combs' inner circle, as well as excerpts from testimonies earlier in the trial. All right. Now, like we just found out yesterday, that some charges was dropped against Diddy before closing arguments. they actually removed some of the charges related to Combs' indictment in order to focus the jury's instructions for deliberation, court filing showed. In other words, they got rid of instructions from charges related to attempted kidnapping, aiding, and abetting, ex-trafficking, and attempted arson. It said the government is no longer planning to proceed on these theories of liability, so instructions are no longer necessary. Prosecutors wrote in a letter to Judge Aaron Subramanian on Tuesday. Okay, so let's see what else some of these people are saying in the comment section. A commenter said, please don't let him walk, at least make him be accountable for beating women. Cassie, because if not, he is going to get out and do the same thing again. And then another commenter said, so he's head of a criminal enterprise for being a freak. They didn't prove no trafficking. Some people just don't get it. He hold nobody against their will. Not one person said they was held against their will. They all participated. They all was willing to participate. From what I can tell, they all was freaks. Every last single one. Ain't no way around that. Don't nobody keep going back nowhere if they wasn't no freaks. They enjoyed every moment. Okay? Okay, let's see what else. Okay, let's see. Somebody else said he needs to pay for what he's done. Okay, then somebody said, let me get this straight. If he's the head, why are the people below him not arrested? If you can't arrest all, then don't arrest one. Seems like Diddy was targeted. Okay, so I'm saying the same thing. They offered a lot of people immunity, for them to testify. But the thing is, though, it seems like you would think that other people would be up there being charged as well. And what about all these celebs and all these other people that were at these freak-offs? What happened to all these people? For real, why weren't any of these people called up to, the witness stand? I was like, this big, okay. Now she knocked out. Why weren't any of these people, the celebs? And again, I asked the question about all these other people who got on the internet saying that Diddy had them in cages, Diddy did this to them, Diddy put us on the table and was eating fruits off of us, all types of weird shit. Why weren't any of these people put on the stand? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, this is a tripped out ass case. I'm not going to lie. Well, he did do that for sure. He definitely did that. But is that a RICO? Holding videos with a head and forcing them to do what he wanted? I mean, the actual stuff, that's what he wanted them to do. Is that something that, I'm trying to see how can I put this in words. Is that, if he did this force, is that an element of a RICO? That's what I'm trying to ask. And you said they not needed. They not needed what? Tony Vance. And honestly, I do believe that part where they said that he, used his power and wealth and influence and things like that to get people to do things. I definitely believe that because anytime people have, not all people, but anytime some people have a lot of money, whatever the case is, a lot of these people use that to make people do certain things. You said they have enough evidence. Okay. So I definitely believe that, just like I know, he is abusive to Cassie because we saw that in the videotape. And I'm still trying to figure out this little thing with Cassie's mom making a second mortgage on her home to give Sean Combs a 10 grand. I pretty much believe that, I mean, you still have to have proof because we don't know for sure, but I kind of believe that. I told you guys before. I definitely pretty much believe that's that right there because it just sounds like he probably, it just sounds like that this could be true, you know. And then they said that he gave the money back to her in a couple of days, probably around the same time he got back together with Cassie because they had broke up, right? They broke up then, and that's when he probably called her mom, Cassie's mom, and said all that stuff, you know. And then a couple of days later, when him and Cassie got back together, that's probably when he gave the mom back that money so she can pay that daggone loan back off. Okay, so I definitely think he does use his position, his money, all of that, to get whatever he needs to get in regarding to these people, these women and men involved in these freak offs. Right, they definitely have to show stuff. So let's see what else we got here. That's a trip. Okay, let's see what else we got here. So they are saying that Diddy is head of a criminal enterprise. Now, let's see what else we got. So the prosecutor was also talking about the fact that Cassie claimed that she stayed in the relationship because telling Sean Diddy Combs no, it just was not an option. I remember, I remember when she said that you couldn't tell him no because, he would probably, get into an altercation with her or something like that and beat her or whatever the case is. So anyway, in the closing arguments, prosecutor Christy Slavic painted a picture of Cassie as someone who was not an adult woman making her own choices. Slavic said Diddy used freak-off tapes as blackmail when he felt Cassie dared to step out of line. And I hate to say this, I actually believe that, I believe he could have possibly did that. I mean, I just believe that. Some people be really acting crazy when they get a lot of money, fame, power. They just feel like, and I said some too, I didn't say all, some just feel like they are, above the law, can't nobody do nothing to them. People are going to do whatever they ask because all you got to do is promise to give people money or help them in the industry or something like that. So I do believe, that a lot of wealthy people do, especially men, especially when they be talking to women, so they would use their money and power and everything to get what they want. And that's exactly what Sean Diddy Combs, it seems like that's what he was basically doing. Cassie said if she told him no, and I'm thinking she's talking about like with the freak offs, then he would probably go off or, trip or whatever the case is. So she couldn't tell him no, that's what she claimed anyway. So I guess he was allegedly treating her like a child and he made choices for her. All right, so I actually believe that because I remember when her head was shaved, there were rumors going around that he made her do it. All right, her chest, they claimed that she had chest augmentation and he made her do it. So again, that's not treating someone as a grown up. That's treating someone as like a child or, their child or something like that. It's very strange, very strange. So let's see. Somebody said exactly, if she had not agreed to his wishes, she would not be here today. Everyone seeing his temper outbursts. If he can't control his temper in the public, can you imagine how well he handled it in a private settings? That cat temper is off the chain. Um, I don't know if she would have been gone. I don't think he was trying to unalive her. Don't forget, she did go out of the country. She did manage to sneak around and with somebody else while she was dating him. So I don't know if he was like, I know he probably did certain things, but I don't know if he was like, you know, I don't know if he was controlling every single thing that she did all the time. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. I do believe he did control some things. He said multiple lawsuits allege he supplied or facilitated that right there, the white stuff, the other substance at industry parties. Yeah, that's the one. You only need how many? Two. So again, I definitely believe that somewhat because I just know how some of these people be when they get money, men and women, some of them, they're a hot mess. So she said that, no, the attorney Slavik said Diddy used freak off tapes as blackmail when he felt Cassie dared to step out of line. And honestly, I definitely believe that as well, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, we heard other witnesses say something similar to that. Okay, let me just hold this right here. So I can tell you what to say right here. Hold on. So what do you guys think about that? Do you believe what was just stated? Okay, now let's see here. So let's read this right here now. So do y'all think Cassie stayed because a no was not an option? Do you feel like Cassie was made to stay with Diddy? Like I said, I believe that Diddy did use his fame and stuff and wealth to make her do certain things. But at the same time, I don't know for sure. He might have told her she better not leave. But again, she managed to find time to date another guy while she was with him. So I mean, maybe he did it at a certain time, and then he let her, do what she wanted to do, like going out and things like that at another time. I don't know. If he actually did that, if they have proof that he did that, right? And you said that alleged hotel surveillance tape purchased after Cassie hotel incident equal cover-up attempt, right? So let's see here. Let me give him a snap. And they still prosecutors still believe that he was behind Kid Cudi's car explosion or fire. So according to a former federal prosecutor, he claims that Sean Diddy Combs will soon be on the receiving end of a guilty verdict. Okay? So let's see what he said. So legal expert Nima Wamani, who is not involved in Combs' trial, thinks the disgraced rapper should expect to end up behind bars for a long time. He said, I do believe the prosecution has done enough to convict Diddy, but it really depends on the crime. I think keyword is in the bag. It's pretty clear that the entertainers were paid and they were flown across state lines. There's an interstate nexus. She also said it could be obstruction of justice, it could be witness intimidation. So there's a lot of ways to get to racketeering. So anyway, while the former federal prosecutor thinks Combs will get deemed on the racketeering charge, she believes it is unlikely prosecution will get a conviction on the ex-trafficking charge. All right. She said, I think ex-trafficking is the hardest charge to prove. And the reason it is that there are many emails and messages where Cassie and Jane seem to be setting up the freak offs. She also said they seemed like they were willing participants. And obviously the jurors have seen almost an hour of freak off videos. And I'm guessing that parts of those videos at least seem to show that Cassie and Jane were willing participants in the actual activities. Anyway, as we already know, Combs has also been accused of setting fellow rapper Cuddy's car on fire after he discovered the Day and Night Hitmaker's relationship with Cassie in 2011. Now, according to Cuddy, he wanted to fight Combs following the car fire. Despite the prosecution's deciding not to follow through with the arson charge, they still claimed that Sean Diddy Combs was responsible for the fire, as they showed the jury images of the destroyed car, as well as the definition of arson in regards to the law. So Attorney Slavik said, this was arson. Someone cut a hole in the roof of Kid Cudi's car and dropped a nice Molotov cocktail into it. Only question is whether the defendant was responsible, and of course, the defendant was behind this. He literally said he was going to blow up Kid Cudi's car. Okay? So that's crazy. Hold on, let's see. So what do you guys think about that? So do you guys think, I know I asked you this yesterday, but again today, do y'all think that they will come back with a guilty verdict? Because according to that attorney said that Sean Diddy Combs better get ready for his prison life because he's going to be in there for a long time. Hey, Payo, you said imagine losing a good life like Diddy over bad temper and some heat. And, in bad choices. All right, bad choices. He didn't have to do all these weird things. You said, I believe Cassie wanted the lifestyle. That's why she stayed. And Puffy used that to his advantage, right? And I think that she did want to leave sometimes, But he probably did use his money and his power and who he knew in the entertainment industry as, leverage to make her do things that she didn't want to do sometimes. I think sometimes she wanted to do things and then sometimes she didn't. You should have 3 elements, okay? Right, you say he used, allegedly he used Bad Boy, Combs Enterprises, and even security staff to run the operation. And this dumb butt paid for stuff using Bad Boy or either the other one, which is stupid. All right, it's very dumb. Let's see. And of course, Cassie definitely wanted the lifestyle. Please, it's like the other lady, Jane Doe. She wanted the lifestyle because she certainly wanted him to continue to pay that rent. Now, the thing about it, I'm eating a snack, y'all. If I was Sean Doe, if I got convicted, that payment on her damn mortgage would cease. And she's going to be back out that house, for real. There's no way I would still be paying a mortgage or rent on a house. And this girl, this lady, just testifying against him. There's no way I would do it. That's crazy. For Kim said, I think he was served time. So you said I don't think he would be in prison for the rest of his life, but he is going to get time. He sure did. I agree with you right there. That's crazy. We got to do better, man. That is stupid. So let's see what else they're saying here about his verdict. So they keep on saying that even though the prosecution had a failure in regards to calling the most crucial witness, they still think that Sean Diddy Combs will get a conviction. Okay? Now, I don't know what type of stuff his Sean Diddy Combs attorneys will, the defense attorneys will say to try to get the jurors to really think. But you never know, because you may have somebody on the jury that, especially any men that have had peas before and bought them, pay for you know what, and they may not feel like that's sex trafficking. So, I mean, in my opinion, it can go either way with those jury people. Let's see. All right, let's see what else we got here. So they're saying that even though the prosecution failed to call crucial witnesses and their stuff was just weak somewhat, they still think Diddy will get a guilty verdict. And the reason being is probably because, the bribing. Okay, I mean, that's just proof right there, at the hotel, bribing those employees there, giving them that money. I think they took the money, right? So, I mean, that's proof right there. That's crazy. Damn. When he did all of these things, did he not think that he could get caught? But he did think I believe he did. They did say that he thought he was above anything. He thought he was the shit. He thought his money could buy him out of anything. He also thought everybody liked him. All right. And I think somebody else said allegedly he had the New York city police in his pocket. So I mean, you just never know. So of course, if all of this is true, then of course he probably thought he could not be touched. Gosh, but like I just said, that I see, that's proof right there. And then again, I still go back to that thing with Cassie's mom. I mean, if she went to make that loan from wherever she got it from the Brunt Bank, all right, and she has proof of that, obviously. I mean, of course, they can say she could have got that loan for anything, like I said the other day, but why would Sean Combs give her back that money? $10,000 a couple of days afterwards. Now, he could have been just joking around with them. But, just how some people do that. But still, I don't think you should be doing all of that. You know what I'm saying? Especially when there are so many allegations, or whatever you want to call them, about you. And these allegations have been around for years. Him beating Cassie, all types of weird stuff. Him doing stuff to Usher, allegedly, Justin Bieber. So why wouldn't you be, a little bit more careful? He is weird for that one. Because you would think he would be a little bit more careful and watch the things that he do and don't leave no trace. And that's tripped out too. I guess they won't say anything. I don't know if anything did happen, just rumors. But if something did happen with Usher or Justin Bieber or anybody else, I wonder why these people don't speak up if anything did happen. Let's see. You said, Kim, you are right. He might get a appeal, but it might take 15 years. To my R. Kelly, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. That beating, when he beat the shit out of Cassie and it was on tape, he's stupid anyway. Why the hell would you do this in a hotel? He was so. That's why you gotta leave them drugs alone. Because why would you being a celebrity, right? Or anybody for that matter, why would you go out to the hotel hallway? He should have just let her left. All right? He should have let her leave, and just go. Because why would you go out into the hallway and proceed to start fighting this woman, kicking her, slamming her down, and all that? And then you think that your money can stop the video from being seen by other people. He should have known that somebody probably got a copy and one day in the future they would put it out. That's stupid. So like I said, I just think he had the God complex. He thought he could never be touched. Let's keep it real. That's why he was sloppy with stuff. And he did whatever the hell he wanted to do. Okay? Because why would you go out to the hallway and do all that shit he did with Cassie? And then think that nobody would find out, that the hotel he can buy the video camera footage back. The video footage back, and nobody would keep a copy and release it later on. That's stupid. Just like if Cassie was trying to get money from him before, I'm trying to figure out why he didn't just go ahead and give it to her and settle so she would not come out and say anything. Because Cassie lawsuit is what started everybody else to come out. If Cassie wouldn't have filed that lawsuit, and Sean would have went on and gave her that money before she even filed the lawsuit, I'm just wondering if anybody would have said anything. Hold on, damn, hold on, y'all. Let me go wipe my hands. Hold on. Let me get a baby wipe. So glad to see them cat on the bed. That's one thing I love it. I love it. They're just like little bitty kids. He up doing the most, and I be glad when they go to bed, especially this one right here. Damn, it's like having little bitty kids. Okay, you said I still feel like he influenced a lot of these ladies, but they wasn't so hungry for money. Maybe they could have walked away. But sometimes when you are young, you just don't think. Even not just young women, you got old women doing the same thing. Let me tell you something. When people are offering you money, honey, let me tell you straight up. A lot of people will just stay with these men, you know what I'm saying, and take whatever they dish out because they do not want to be struggling. And it's just not young women, it's old women too. And older women and middle-aged women, people, period. You got men that would do things for money. Look at all these men, allegedly, these men who claim that, what the hell did I just say? Look at all these men who claim that they were victimized by Sean Diddy Combs and they didn't do too much of anything. I only recall one man, if I'm not mistaken, that said that he did something, and one lady. That's it. Everybody else said they were scared because they were afraid of what Sean Diddy Combs would do. He would hinder their career. He would show videos. I mean, come on now. See, all he needed was somebody to beat the shit out of him. All right, one good beating, and I guarantee you he would have stopped. Somebody should have stood up and showed him what's up. Just like it just would have took one woman to F him up, and he would have never did another freak off again or hit anyone. All right, any female. That's all it took. Just one woman to F him up in a way that he would never forget. And I guarantee you, he would think the next time he put his hands on some damn woman, period. I don't know why everybody just stood around. I just don't. Honestly, I can say I'm not even a man. But if I was there is no way I could have watched him beat the shit out of Cassie like that. That's crazy. I couldn't watch that because like one person said that, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if this is Cassie or not. Well, it's so many. Somebody he pinned up, he held him up by the neck or something, right? And I think that was Cassie too, allegedly. So if he actually did this and people just stood around and watched, come on now, men, security? You mean to tell me that people were so into their careers, the money, and everything that they just stood by and watched? So that's what I'm saying. People would do the unthinkable for money. It doesn't even matter. Not just young women, old women, middle-aged women, men. It doesn't matter. People will do the craziest thing for money. All right? Especially, all the stuff that he was doing. Just look at this Jane Doe. He's paying her damn rent $10,000 a month. What type of house? Well, it's a mansion. Clearly, $10,000 a month. And then you wonder why she felt like she was obligated to do everything. Honestly, if I was a defense lawyer, I probably would have got in trouble because I would have been like, honestly, the reason why you feel obligated is because good and dead going, well, when you got that mortgage, you can pay it. You can pay in the first place. Why would a man rent you a place for $10,000 a month? They're going to be expecting something. You know what I'm saying? So that's probably why she felt obligated, because she knew that he was going to be expecting her to do whatever, which is the freak off activities. I mean, I wouldn't have taken that house. I just get something that I can afford to pay my own stuff if I don't want to be in that position where I have to do whatever he tells me to do. She could have made that choice to just end everything and just say, okay, that's okay. Well, take your house back. Remember when he said this, he told her, and I think it was in a message, I can't remember, that it basically, he was going to call it quits or some shit. But then he put in there, that means that everything basically is going to stop. And she knew that if he called it quits, then that means that that damn mortgage payment won't be paid anymore, that rental payment. So she kept on, with the freak off things. I think she didn't want to do a freak off or something. And, he used that little manipulation shit, well, we can break up. And since we're not going to be together any longer, I'm not going to pay for anything. So that's the type of stuff he was using. But honestly, it should be a lot of people in trouble for this thing. But all these other people are not on the stand. They don't have charges brought against them. But I'm just saying, when women get themselves in these little situations with these damn men, and they start taking all the stuff from them, and they know these men like Sean is a little freakazoid, I don't understand why they deal with them or why they take anything from them. You may take one or two things from them, but after you start making demands and shit, demands that you don't want to do, it's time to let it go. And then you say he won't take no for an answer. I think he will. You know what I'm saying? I think he would have. It just depends on who, he just needed to be his match, point blank. He knew what type of women to pick out, and that's why he was able to use his manipulation skills, allegedly, and anything else that he used. What did Cassie take? What did she take that day? Because you said if he called the police instead of chase her, Cassie get locked up. He wasn't going to call the police because he was getting ready to have a freak off that night. But I just don't think he should have been chasing her. Okay? He could have waited to approach her at the house. But I still don't think he should have been putting his hands on her in the first place. Cassie should have effed them up. Listen, after the first incident, whenever Cassie was away from him, that would have been the opportunity to get herself some type of weapon or something else to F that dude up, whether it be, she should have did something, okay? I don't even want to say, but yeah, because I'm telling you, people like him, you got to show them what's up. And that's what will make them stop. I hate to say that. All that crying and stuff, you can cry. You cry while you effing him up. That's the only thing that's going to stop. Just say if he gets off and if he does not, change up his life, eventually he will meet that one person, okay? That one lady or man. He does something too that he shouldn't, and he's going to get what he's going to get. Because everybody's not going to take that. You see what I'm saying? And then he's getting older too. Please, no, everybody's not going to take that. No. And a lot of people are money hungry, honey, but not just with Sean Diddy Combs, but in life as a whole. Who didn't mean what, Shay? And what else? Yeah, he definitely did the blackmail, obviously, with his money, telling people if they don't do certain things, if he said this, okay, that he's gonna, stop giving them money, and he's gonna show the freak off tapes and things like that. But the thing about it, though, I would have told him show him, because if I'm doing anything in those tapes crazy, and just say they are intoxicated or D-R-U-G-E-D, if I spell that correctly, people are going to be wondering who gave them those DRUGS, okay? And then it's going to fall back on the person who put it out, especially if he's in the video or you hear him talking, or, who the house is, or he did all of these in the hotel, though, I believe. But they can still find out who got the hotel and things like that. So I don't think he was going to really release any damn thing. I think he was just using it, to get whatever he needed to get, if he did that, because he did not want to release those freak off tapes either, because then people would know. You see what I'm saying? So that's why somebody should have been like, okay, we'll go ahead and release it. Release it. Release the freak off tapes. versus being all scared and things like that. I don't know. Mm-mm. You said what's deep is if Cassie hurt him. No, if she hurt him, he probably would be in the hospital or somewhere else. He probably wouldn't ever be able to do anything ever again. Let me stop. Right, it was toxic all the way around, honestly. I mean, but in weird shit. I mean, freak offs. But see, the thing about it is this right here. If you get involved with a man, right, and you want a real relationship with him, you can't be doing these freak off things with him like that. You can't be doing these things because he's gonna always expect that, right? And then also, he's not. Excuse me, y'all. Also, he's not going to take you seriously. I mean, he's not going to take you serious, all right? Because all he's going to be looking at you, he's going to look at you as I'm trying to think of a better word to use. He's going to look at you as like someone he just wants to do freak offs with, almost like a P, okay? And Cassie even says something like that. You know, and Cassie, I think Cassie wanted, you know, a real relationship with Sean Combs, who was possibly having kids with him and all that. And Sean was so, he was so engulfed in his freak offs. That's all he thought about with Cassie. And she says something similar to that. And Jane Doe, I don't know what Jane Doe said, but I remember what Cassie said. You know, and I also think that Jane Doe wanted a serious relationship with this dude. He was seeing all these other different women. Same thing, Cassie, you know, probably didn't like the fact that he was seeing all these different women. You know, it's just the whole damn thing is just, he's just a toxic person. So I don't know why these women even thought that he would settle down and just be with one woman and stop doing all these weird freak offs and things like that. The dude is weird. And he likes a lot of variety and all these orgies and things like that. So, in my opinion, as soon as you know that this dude is like this, why continue to keep on seeing him? But we know why. Because of his money, his fame, his power, the things that he can help you with in the entertainment industry. So people kept on dealing with him, selling themselves short. You know what I'm saying? And this dumb messed up, you know. When he started bribing people, allegedly, when he started paying for stuff through his company, which is the most stupidest thing I have ever in my life seen. Okay, and what else? The incident with Cassie's mom, and you know, just beating the shit out of Cassie at the Intercontinental Hotel, and it's being on camera, you know, and dangling the girl over the balcony. I don't think they had no concrete proof of that, but she did show pictures that she claimed came from him when he threw her against the balcony wall. So all this stuff, you know, they have with him. Some of this stuff could have been avoided if he just would have stopped thinking he couldn't be touched. You said they were hunting him too and wrong for it. Who are you talking about? Who was hunting him? The women? Or who? Who didn't mean, what you talking about, Tony Nails? Who didn't mean what? Yeah, of course. You know, some women, like I said before, you know, they like that money, honey, and the things that come with it. And some will, you know, do what it takes to get it. And if things become, you know, more intense or it becomes a little bit too much for them, sometimes some of these women will lie. Let's just keep it real. You know what I'm saying? So they can continue to get money, but at the same time, you know, they're getting you in trouble. Or if some of these women want um, a better relationship, or more, like a deeper relationship with you, like versus, they don't want just to do weird shit like those freak offs, but they want a real relationship with you. Sometimes they will be vindictive and they will do things and say things that make it look like you made them do these things, but in reality, you didn't. They agreed to do it. You know what I'm saying? And just because it's not working out the way they want it to work out, then they want to claim that you made them do certain things. Not saying that all those situations are like that, but some do be like that all the time. Then you got the ones that, like I just said, they initially get into all this stuff, like with Sean Diddy Combs, thinking that Sean really cared for them and all this other stuff, that he's not going to take it too far. Plus, he's giving them money, paying for things, and getting them in the business and things like that. So they go ahead and take a chance. But then they start seeing what Sean is truly about. He just all into them freak offs. And that's it. He'll give out that little money because it don't mean shit to him, as long as you do what he needs you to do with those freak offs. But you want something more. You don't just want a freak off. You want a straight up relationship. All right. And then the times when you don't feel like doing it, he may just make you do it because he feel like he's giving you all this money, paying your rent. He buying you all this clothing. He's giving you this money, your account. He giving your teeth done, doing all this other stuff. So he thinks that he has a right to make you do whatever he wants you to do, or he will use manipulation to get you to do it. Like he'll tell you, for example, well, I can't get your teeth done now because you're not giving me what I want. So why should I give you what you want? So I think he was doing things like that. He said he wasn't going nowhere, saying yes, meaning no, too scared to speak up and stuff. And a lot of people do that. A lot of women, even those men, they were doing the same thing. Shit. Look at the man who claimed that the lawsuit I just told you guys about, the guy who said, I forgot the guy's name, who said that Sean Diddy Combs raped him, right? I'm trying to figure out why in the hell would you go find a bedroom and you go lay down on it, and then you said that you believe somebody gave you something, right? So how would you feel comfortable enough to go to sleep in one of the spare rooms? Because I would be thinking, damn, I don't think I could do that. Okay, just put it like that. Because I'm thinking, damn, if somebody gave me something else stronger or something, shit, I'm laying down in their bedroom. What else can happen? It's a damn show. It is. It is. But I mean, and then he has rumors. So if someone has rumors going all around them for years, I honestly don't think I would be trying to date them or attend their parties and things like that, especially not no damn after party after the initial party, because I'm gonna tell you straight up, every time they had his all white party on camera, he would talk about the next party afterwards, and he would basically say sometimes that the other party is really going to be out there. So if you're not into being out there, then don't stay for that party. Go ahead and leave. I mean, damn, if somebody telling you this, what would you be thinking? I don't understand some of these things that some women do. Just like when, like for example, I think I'm trying to think, is this Sean Diddy Combs or somebody else I was reading about? If you meet a celeb or any man, period, and he tells you, that's the Justin, his son. Is his name Justin? It's his son, right? Where they said they got that lawsuit where he flew the girl out to LA and all this other stuff. If a star or any man fly you out to somewhere, don't you think that they may be expecting something from you? Now, granted, some dudes won't, for the most part. A lot will. So why even do it? Hell, I had a dude tell me that I met back in November that we can go to a cabin and I can even bring my kids. and we can do a cabin vacation. And I was like, I don't think so. I said, nope, I don't think so. No, 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 no. And this dude was into church and everything, a deacon. And he invited me up to a cabin. And I'm like, mm-mm. Because the first thing I'm thinking in my mind, even though he said I can bring my kids, the cabin was pretty big. What is this guy going to be expecting? Okay, he likes me, so it's a straight up no for me. All right. So, there's no way I can, because a celeb is talking to me on social media, there's no way I'm going to let him fly me out to another city. And, he's doing everything and I can't, you know what I'm saying? We meet in hotels and shit like that, because I'm going to be thinking that he may want something. You know what I'm saying? Something that I'm not willing to give him and stuff. And sometimes when these girls get flown out like that, they be made to do things, and sometimes they do it on their own. And, sometimes people lie, sometimes people don't. So I'm like, why even put yourself in these situations with these people you don't even damn know? I don't give a damn if you talk to them for 6 months, and then they got rumors going around, like with, I think Justin, I think that's the one. Is it Justin? I think so. His dad got rumors going around. So, I mean, I'm like, I don't know if I could have done that, I just don't know if I could have done that. So what do you guys think? Jermaine, what you think? Kim, Tony, Young Riz, Paul, what do y'all think about all this stuff? It's crazy. Now, what's my rest of my stuff? Okay, let me see what else I got, y'all, because we stayed on that little part of that a long time. So they think he's going to get a guilty verdict, okay? And I already told y'all Cassie stayed because saying no was not an option for Diddy because he did not like to be told no. So if she said no, I'm guessing that she would probably get her butt beat, or he would start taking stuff away from her or not paying for stuff. So anyway, one girlfriend Diddy had, he told her to get veneers because he did not like her teeth. And that's what she testified. I think I know which one this is. But the thing about it, a lot of this stuff that they're talking about, I believe that it's plain ridiculous, okay? How many times you've been dating a man or a woman and they may tell you they don't like certain things, like your hair or your outfit, you go change it, all right? So if something probably was wrong with her teeth, that's Jane, all right, who said that. And he felt like her teeth didn't look good. And I don't know how he told her, but since he's rich and he's saying that, and I think he gave her $10,000 or $20,000 to get her teeth done. All right. I don't see what the problem is there, unless she didn't want to get them done. And he asked her, he didn't tell her, he asked her to get veneers. So what is wrong with that? Why are they putting this up here like it's a crime to ask? And see, at first I said told her, but I just looked at this little article. It said he asked her to get veneers. What's wrong with that? And she said she got the veneers to please him. I don't know if I believe that, because the thing about it, veneers, if you get your teeth done, what was wrong with her teeth before? I need to see what her teeth looked like before, because if her teeth was not nice, and he asked her, he didn't tell her, he asked her to get veneers, and she said she got it to please him, she probably also got it to please herself too, because if they no longer date or anything else, he won't be looking at her teeth. You see what I'm saying? Other people will. And if something was wrong with her teeth and he got them done, shit, I don't see anything wrong with that. Now, if he was like threatening her and beating her butt because he wanted to get her teeth done and she said no, then that would be one thing. But she didn't say anything like that. She said that he asked her to get her veneers, to get veneers. And she said she did it to please him. All right. So I guess I don't know. Because Cassie said that um, he tried to exert control over her appearance. And I just told y'all, remember when her hair was cut, everybody was saying stuff about that. They said that Diddy made her do it. This is years ago. When her chest magically got bigger, they said that Diddy made her get augmentation, all types of stuff. But he's not the only man that does that. Why y'all think these women out here getting BBLs? Huh? Wear weaves. Some of these women wear weaves and stuff. He's not the only man that does this. Now it just depends on how did he do it. If he's threatening them with violence or other little, things like, I'm not going to give you no money, or I'm gonna stop paying this, or doing weird shit like that, then that's crazy. But if he's just simply asking, like the lady Jane, to get her teeth done because he don't like the way they look, I don't see anything wrong with that. Why wouldn't you want your teeth to look good? He paid for them anyway. Why wouldn't you want your teeth to look good if they are jacked up? And as far as Cassie, now that if he made her get in argumentation or cut her hair, I don't agree with that, because if she didn't want her hair cut, that's totally different. Because if you don't want your hair cut, I don't feel like your man or whatever you want to call him should be forcing you to do that. Just like a breast enlargement. That's totally different. The teeth thing, though, if your teeth are jacked up, you should want them done. You know what I'm saying? She said he did not. Hold on. Jane said that he did not like her teeth. So what was wrong with her teeth? I wish we could have seen her teeth. I wish she would have showed before pictures and then after pictures. Okay, so she had veneers before, because she said he wanted me to go to the dentist and get new veneers. So clearly something was wrong with her teeth before. That's why she got veneers. And then she had veneers, but maybe something was going on with those veneers, so he wanted to replace those veneers. So, but if she did not want to do it, then just break everything off and say, no, I'm not getting them done. Okay? So I think if she wouldn't have got those veneers done, and then he would have been mad, and either he would have did some, maybe he would have done something violent to her, or he would have broken up with her. I'm just reaching out. And then that means that mortgage payment or rental payment wouldn't be paid. I'm telling you, there's other things behind what these people are saying, okay? She said that he wanted her to get those veneers. New veneers, because she had veneers in her mouth already. So clearly she didn't think anything was wrong with her old veneers, but she got the new ones to please him. So if she wouldn't have got those new veneers, I just want to know what would have happened. That's what I want to know. And I wish the defense team would have asked that question. So if you would have said no to the new veneers, what would have happened? What did Sean Combs say he would do? Did he tell you he was going to beat your butt? Did he tell you he was going to stop paying stuff? Because if all he said is he's going to stop paying your rent or giving you money, then if you didn't want the new veneers, you should have said, okay, I'm not getting them. I'm done. I'm done with the relationship. But no, it's that money. She didn't get a BBL, but she got those breasts done. Okay, you said you never asked any of your girlfriends to change their physical appearance. So you mean to tell me, Tony, you never asked your girlfriend or wife to change her hairstyle or to put on this outfit because you may not like that outfit, or to change her lipstick color, or anything like that. You never ask your girlfriend to do that ever. I don't think Cassie wanted a BBL, but I think she got her breast done because she used to be flat chested, and I remember when her chest, looked bigger. Okay, and it was like a rumor. I don't fight. I guess beating somebody's ass and keeping money away from them. Taking stuff away. Because in that one text message that Jane showed, it said that he said he was gonna. I forgot how he worded. He reminded me of somebody when he said that. I think I'm gonna call it quits. And then after he said, I think I'm going to call it quits. He was like, basically, I can't remember if he indicated that he wasn't going to pay her mortgage anymore, or rent, or she's going to have to move or something like that. But he did indicate that. So clearly he using manipulation. He used manipulation in order to get her to go ahead and do the freak offs, because he was like, okay, well, I think I'm going to call it quits. And, I'm not going to be able to pay your stuff anymore. So he know good and damn well she's going to get like, oh my God, you're not going to pay my stuff anymore? But damn, I might as well go ahead and do a little freak off, because I want my shit to, you to continue to pay my stuff, because I'm a daughter. I got this nice ass house. You know how it goes. That's how it goes. All right. Yeah, but a lot of men, some men do want women to get surgery. Let's keep it real. Why do you think some of these women walk around here with their chest done, their ass is huge, and it don't be matching their thighs and shit or anything else? Why do you think some of these women do that? Okay, and I did not say all, I said some, because men be influencing them, their boyfriends and things like that. Now, granted, I have never had no dude tell me to get no argumentation or anything like that, but I have had, a boyfriend say, change your hair, things like that. You know what I'm saying? Wear your nails shorter, longer, just things like that, But, it just depends, because when you talk about rich people, they may make higher demands than a person that's just regular, Some women do try to keep up with other women, but some women get BBLs because of men, their boyfriends, or their job profession, or because they want men to notice them. Okay, so it's many different reasons. But Sean Diddy Combs is not the only man that tells his woman to change her appearance. That's all I'm saying. So you never asked either? But that's good. You guys are some great men. All right. Now a lot of them do though, Tony. We know that's right. You look at the strip clubs. Okay, let's look at that. Look at the strip clubs and how many men go in these strip clubs, and a lot of these women are straight up fake. Look at these women y'all watch online. Okay, paying money for them to do certain things and stuff, and they have some type of enhancements. All right. So, the evidence shows, regardless of what some men say, it shows, and some men date women just because of that. Okay. Look at what men say sometimes. That ass is fat, and they know a lot of these asses be fake. All right. So it's evident. That's why these women get these surgeries. That's why these women be doing the most. At least some, not all, but that's why some of them do that. And some men do ask their women to change up their physical appearance. That's why some of these women do it. Oh, your lips are too small, so they go get lip injections. Or you looking older, so they go get fillers and stuff in their face. They go get face stuff done, all types of shit. You too big, you too little, so they gain weight, they lose weight. Some women get damn anorexic, losing weight from men, their husband or whatever. So yeah, some men do ask women to change their appearance. You know what I'm saying? And some ask them to do surgeries and shit. That's just the truth right there. So Sean is not the only one. And when you talk about rich people, shit, they be on another level, you know. And like I'm saying, if her veneers was jacked up, that's why I wish she would have showed a picture of them. She could have easily said, no, I'm not going to get them done. But then the money would have stopped. Okay, so hey, you got to play, you got to pay, you got to play in order for people to pay. And if you go into relationships knowing this, then it is what it is. Because I mean, damn, what if she would have said no? Then what would Sean do? And I wish the defense would have asked her that. So if you would have said no, what did Sean Combs tell you he would do to you? Because I would like to know, did he say he's going to beat your butt? Did he say he's going to stop paying your bills or what? And let's see some pictures of your veneers, your old ones, you know, because we want to see what your teeth look like. Did you think that you needed to get your veneers done? Because if you didn't think you needed to get your veneers done, you should have just told him no. And if, as long as there's no physical violence threatened, then it just would have been no, and you just would have lost everything that he gave you, and you could have just went on your way. So I don't know. I don't know. Let me see what some of these other comments are saying. Here we go with Trump again. All righty. Now, I'll just read. Somebody said, lock him up forever. Diddy is an evil man. And then this other person said, you are worried about Diddy when Trump is out there trying to take everybody's life except the rich people. You are concentrating on the wrong thing, girl. Damn, William. He said, girl. So then she came back. She said, why are some people so obsessed with Trump, President Trump? Get over your loss. This article is about Diddy's trial. It's very strange. People want to troll politics and assert President Trump. That is obsession. Very weird. And then William came back and said, Ellie, it's a matter of preference. If you want to rail Diddy, that's your business. But there are more important things happening in this world today. Prophecies coming to life, and you don't even recognize them. I pray for your sister. I'm going to let y'all talk about Diddy. I heard that because, you know, honestly, if I didn't have a YouTube channel where I'm doing lives, I probably wouldn't even be talking about Diddy like this. You know what I'm saying? Because there are a lot of things happening in this world. And the thing is, you know, people are concentrating on stuff more. You can concentrate on this stuff, but you need to concentrate on this other stuff too that's happening out here in this world. Okay, so I get what he's saying. This other person said, so what? I'm a sucker for pretty teeth too. Okay. Like I said, you know, I wish she would have showed a picture of her old teeth, you know, and then her new ones. And I also wish they would have asked her, what did Diddy tell you he would do to you if you did not get the veneers? That's all I want to know, the new veneers. Because if he told you go kick your ass, excuse my language, you guys, then you know what? Then you probably would have had to go get him. But if he just told you he's going to stop giving your ass money and paying your rent, you should have told him to go to hell. I'm not getting any new veneers, and you can go to get your money and I'm out. Okay, but you know, a lot of women, I'm not going to say most, a lot of women are not going to do that, you know, because once you get used to all of that money, you know, the nice house, the nice car, you know, whatever else he gave her, it's hard to let all of that go. All right, let's keep it real. Somebody said very possible he will walk. Government can't prove the charges. If not, maybe he will get 7 years at the most. Basically, he is a freak. He's not the only freak out here. It's a bunch of freaks out here. They just trying to pretend like they're not. All right. A lot of these people are sitting right out here talking about this man having these orgies and stuff, and they be out here having twosomes and threesomes and buying keys. Okay, let's keep it real. Somebody said he's just a rich freak with a good DOBPE. Those females knew why they were there. Yeah, I think they did too. But at the same time, even though they knew why they were there, again, let me stress this. If he was threatening physical violence or to mess up people's lives, that's where he messed up at, okay? And beating the shit out of Cassie, he messed up there too. What else? And bribing the people at the hotel. And if he did this with Cassie's mom, you know, telling her that he was going to show pictures of Cassie unless she gives him 10 grand, you know, that he messed up with that. He messed up right there too. All right. So if he just would have been a rich freak, right, and then do all this weird shit, he would be okay. All right. But when he chose, if he did all these other things that I just said, that's where he messed up at. All right. Period. That's why they trying to get him. Somebody said he's going to walk. This is all petty cases. I don't know. Like I said, it just depends on, you know, the jury, because they do have men there too up on the jury, right? So if they be real with themselves, if they ever, you know, did certain things, they may not see this like some other people see it. The only thing, like I just said, is that beating Cassie. A lot of people are going to be looking at that. All right. What he did, he drugged that girl. He kicked that girl. He hit this girl. He basically slammed her to the ground. I mean, to the floor. And what else? He threw that little vase. All types of shit. A lot of people see that. You know what I'm saying? They saw that, I mean. So that right there alone, you know, is a hot ass mess. But it's not a RICO. But the part where, again, where he possibly was trying to, I think that's extortion. I don't know if that's what they call that. When he was, you know, getting the money from Cassie's mom. And then when he paid for that shit with his business stuff, okay? And then he had his employees doing things for him. But then when I think about this though, because the prosecution say that he was using his employees to help him, but I thought they said that they didn't see anything. He didn't have his employees paying for escorts. I'm not sure because I know Cassie did and Jane Doe did. All right, but I don't know if any employees did. Okay, I'm not sure. But they're saying that he had these employees concealed, you know, so I don't know. It's a trip. Let's see what y'all talking about. Yet one's fear at play is like saying yes to a gang leader, survival. Okay, although I don't think the women are timid, they street tough alley cats. But Cassie punched Diddy head in a limousine. That alone speaks volumes. She wasn't no sucker. Yeah, she also, when she told that dude that she will unalive him, and then the guy who was with her would unalive him again, that made me think a little different, you know, about her then. Okay, now, some people said that Diddy made her say that, but I don't know about that. I don't know. It don't sound like that to me. She sounded like she was serious. You know what I'm saying? You could tell that she was teed off too about that video. So, and she said that she's going to unalive him, and then she's going to have the dude who was with her unalive him again, I guess a security guard or whatever. So that's a damn trip. Okay, you say he's toast, but he will get a life jacket. Like what type of life jacket? Jermaine. And then let me give you another one of these honey barbecue twists Fritos. These are so good. 1 minute. Y'all, I'm always up at nighttime eating shit. So if I didn't work out, I'd probably be fat. Because all I be doing is eating shit late at night. It's 1:36 a.m. and I be eating shit up in this. I be eating stuff. Somebody said they hope he walked. Being freaky isn't a crime, is it? And then somebody else said, no, but being GAY is. Being GAY is not a crime, okay? Ooh, somebody said looking at his pictures of his teeth before he got his fixed leaves him no room to speak. He is delusional on all fronts. So he got his teeth fixed. I didn't even notice, y'all, because his teeth used to be like buck. Okay. Damn, then she said, let alone the face he was born with. He is not attractive and has the nerve to tell someone about their teeth. This man is something else. That's why I wouldn't listen. I would have told him he could take his veneer shit and stick him dead up his butt. All right. And take his money and do that too. See, I'm telling you, I don't know what these women were thinking. All right. If you meet a rich dude, right, and you know he's like that, and just say you want to play the game for a little bit to get you some money, don't you think you should be saving some damn money, putting it in a separate account, so when you get tired of this dude, you bounce and be out of there? And if he's violent, one would think you would hire yourself. Stop so crazy, y'all. Somebody to protect you, and also get you some protection. You know what I'm saying? But I would personally just be gone. But I agree with this lady, because I mean, I seen Sean Diddy Combs in person. So I mean, I don't know what he's talking about, but and his teeth used to be jacked up. I don't even pay attention to him. I didn't even know he got his teeth fixed. But anyway, somebody said they never thought the diddler was ugly, just a perverted freakazoid, a thief, and a sadistic, clever unaliver. Okay. I really never thought about this dude. I'm gonna be perfectly honest, other than, the rumors, him possibly, having a role in Kim Porter's, and Biggie and Tupac's situation and abusing Cassie, but I never really thought about him on like like with some dudes, women would think that the dude is sexy and stuff like that. I never looked at him in that manner, honestly, I never did. So I didn't even notice that he got his teeth fixed. All right. Somebody said, what the world? Grown women got the gold they went digging for. Now, somebody said all they can prove is he's a freak and beat a woman. Well, at first, that's what I thought too, until, they said that he used the business accounts to pay for, I think, male escorts or some other services. And then the bribing of the employees at the hotel, and then Cassie's mom's situation. All right. So those are different type of things right there. The beating Cassie itself, that's not a RICO. But the other things, I believe, are the elements. Isn't that correct, Jermaine? Because we talked about this. You said a pardon because he knows too much. But you know what? Where are the other people that were involved in these freak-offs? The celebs. Wait a minute. Isn't Jay-Z's lips still big? You know what? Jay-Z's lips, let me look at his lips now. Because they used to be huge. I'm not going to lie. They really did. Let me look at him real quick. Because I just, you know what, y'all, I had tickets to go to the concert, but I couldn't go. You know, my daughter bought me Beyonce's tickets for my birthday in March, right? But the concert was just in May, I think. It was in May or June, but I couldn't go. But anyway, Jay-Z was there, you know. I wish I would have went so I could see in person, but I didn't even notice that his lips got smaller. Let me look at the picture and see. I was just looking at a concert the other day, yesterday, and Jay-Z, when, you know, because they're in Paris now, right? And Jay-Z was on the stage, but I didn't pay attention to his lips or anything. Let me see. Let me look at a picture of Jay-Z now, because they did used to be huge. Jay-Z. Let me see. This is an old picture, right? I didn't see a new picture. Oh, I gotta turn this down. Let me stop. They may be just a little bit smaller, but they still big. Shit. I don't think he did nothing to his lips. You know, when you get older, sometimes your lips get small. No, them lips are still big, honey. They still big. Oh, yeah. Y'all are crazy as hell. Nah, he ain't did nothing to them lips. Like when you get older, sometimes your lips get smaller, okay? He ain't did a damn thing to them lips. His lips are still the same. He's just getting older looking. And sometimes when you get older, your lips get smaller. And then you got them poked out and shit, looking tripped out. Let me see another picture. Let me see these little kids. Y'all up here got me looking at damn videos. Hold on. Let me see another picture of Jay-Z. Let's see. I didn't see another current picture. Is this one right here? Is this a new one? No, let me look at this one right here. Now, right here, his lips do look smaller right here. They look a little bit smaller right here. I don't know. He may have got something done to them lips, though, for real. You may be right. I don't know, because they look smaller right here. They look smaller right there. He might have got something done to them damn lips, because they definitely look smaller right there. And this is not, this is new. That's new. Let's see what else we got going on here. Because it may be just the way he, that's old right there. We don't need to see this. Let's see, Jay-Z. Now his lips looking, let me see. Y'all got me up here looking at this man's damn lips. I cannot believe this. And then we're gonna look at Sean Diddy Combs' teeth back in the day. Because I need to see this. He up here telling people to get their damn teeth done and looking a damn mess. I don't know, he might have got something done to his lips, because the top lips look a little bit smaller than what they used to be. He might have got something done to them lips. You may be right. Or either because he's getting older, because you know Jay-Z is in his 50s, right? Your lips can start getting smaller as you get older. For some people, not for all people. Just like some people gums, their gum line start to recede and stuff. Some people do, some people don't. So I don't know. It could be. Now let's look at Jay-Z. Let's see what you say here. I do not know why people feared Diddy. Y'all, Diddy could be, he could be, he said he was the devil. You know what I'm saying? We don't know him. He may actually be doing some crazy stuff, you know, that make people be really afraid of him. You just never know. So, I mean, I don't know why people feared him. I think because, you know, he got all that money, the power. A lot of people liked him at first. he could, they said that he could have had the, police department in his pocket. So, I mean, it could be many different reasons why people fear this man. And we don't know how crazy this dude may get or have been. We just don't know. Y'all remember that video they took of him when he played the Joker? Shit, he was very convincing. Shit. And then that basketball player, I think that was a basketball player who he was talking to. He was playing a trick on it, and the basketball player wasn't as nice as he should have been. And shit, Diddy was getting teed off. He was about to scrap. So I don't know. We don't know him personally. So, it could be many reasons why people was afraid of him. You know what I'm saying? We just don't know. We don't really know him. But yeah, I'm looking at Jay-Z right here. He could have, I don't know. He could have got something done to his lips. I don't know for sure. But I do know when people start aging, sometimes their lips get smaller. And sometimes, people lips get, just change shape. And it makes it look, okay. And it makes, it appears smaller. And then pictures do that. Depends on how you take a picture, all that. Okay, well, I thought it was a question because you said, why do you think all these people feared him? You asked it like a question, so I wouldn't know. I'm just reading comments. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so let's go ahead and move on and see what else we got here. And then we're going to get ready to get out of here because it's already 1:48 a.m. in the morning. All right, so let's see here. But yeah, so he, like I said, Sean Diddy Combs, we don't know him personally, so we just don't know what type of shit he got going on behind closed doors. We just don't know how he really act or anything, and why he made so many people, afraid of him, and why people just felt like they could not stop him from doing certain things. I don't know. It's just weird, And then I'm still trying to figure out, why did it take people so long? If he did all these things to these people, why did it take these people so long to come forward? Why didn't they come forward a long time ago? Why did it take Cassie to start everything and everybody else started coming out? Why didn't they come out before? I know one other person did try to come out before and nobody took her seriously. But other than that, people were not saying anything. I think Little Rod was always saying things. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy. All right, so let's see what else we got here. I think that's almost about it with Sean Diddy Combs. They do have a whole thing here that tells you about all the witnesses who took stand in the Diddy trial. I'm not going to go through every single person, what they did or whatever the case is, but it was a lot of witnesses, I'll tell you that. Let's see. And tomorrow, which is today, I guess the defense will be up there, doing their little presenting their case and stuff. What do you call that? I forgot what you call it, what they're doing, but that's what defense, they will be taking their turn today. So it was a lot of people up on that stage. I didn't even realize they had this many damn witnesses. Let me count how many it is. Let me see how many people. Man, they had a lot of people, man. At least 30 something. They got 34 on here. That's a lot of witnesses, A lot of people. So I just can't wait to see what the defense is going to say today. Their closing arguments, that's what it is. And I can't wait to see what their argument is going to be, and see how all of this is going to turn out. The jury will start their deliberations on Monday. So I can't wait to see how everything is going to play out, And it can go either way. That's what I see. That's what I think. It can go either way. You know what I'm saying? Um, I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know, but it can go either way. Somebody said I'm still trying to figure out what he's guilty of: transporting a P over state lines, hiring a P to have X with, hoarding baby oil. He's not on trial for domestic abuse. Furthermore, he paid off Cassie and the other girlfriend. He was paying her bills, rent, etc. They participated and were very well taken care of. These women have a thing called free will. They got caught up in the money and fame. Not enough real evidence, in my opinion. He's going to walk. And I agree with some of that. The only thing I got a problem with is, like I said before, with him paying for stuff out of his account, his company account, the thing with Cassie's mom, the hotel people, but if his defense attorney is good enough, they can turn it around right there and say just what I just said before, that he wasn't bribing them, that he was just giving them money to fix because the hotel damage, and to keep the public not from, to keep the public out of it. Not that I'm bribing them, but I just don't want it getting out about, what went on here. The prosecutors are going to come back and say that's bribing, but I'm just saying. All right. So let's see here. So those are the things that I got a problem with, and I might have missed a couple of things that I mentioned before, but those are the things, because that could maybe looked at as the elements for the RICO thing. So I don't know for sure because I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know, But otherwise, if that wasn't there, I would basically still be saying that he probably will be found not guilty, but I don't know for sure now. Somebody said Diddy didn't do anything wrong. They'd be violent with his girlfriend. This is a trash case against them. They were adults who knew what they were doing. A bunch of groupies. And then, okay, so they're trying to say that arson thing. I still think they have to have actual proof to say that he did do that. So I don't know about that. Somebody said willing participants are not victims just because they later regretted it. And then somebody else said they were coerced. I don't know. Like I said before, the coercion thing, I don't know. Somebody said they were scared of him. People, don't anybody get it? But that's not illegal for you to be scared of someone. And I don't know if they was, so if you were afraid of him back in 2017, why wouldn't you be still afraid of him now? That's crazy. You would think you would still be afraid of him because he got a lot of money, even more money now. And he probably before he got incarcerated, he probably had more power. And I don't know, you guys, this is crazy. I just would think that if you was afraid of this person some years ago, you probably would still be afraid of him now, considering that he's even more powerful now than he was back then. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. All right. But anyway, I think that's going to be it for tonight. Okay. He looked tripped out in this picture right here. Let me show y'all this. They be putting up some crazy pictures of this man. Shit. Man, oh man. So, like I said, you guys, tomorrow or later on today, when they do the defense team do their closing arguments. I'm definitely going to come back and do a recap of that. We're going to see what they're going to say. You know, Mark Agnafilo and what's her name? Tinny, I think. I can't remember her name. Tinny. I call it Tinny G because I can never pronounce her last name. Yeah. And the rest of them, I just can't wait to see what they are going to, their closing argument is going to be, what it's going to consist of. And then, you know, tomorrow I will recap it for later on today. They really do think they're going to find him guilty, though. Let's see. They said they only need to find Diddy agreed he or another member of his organization would commit at least 2 criminal acts under the RICO. So we'll see. So Christy, attorney Christy Slavic told the jurors in court Thursday to convict on the RICO charge. All right. They only need to find Diddy agreed he or another member of his organization will commit at least 2 criminal acts under that charge. And he looking tripped out in the sketch too, Diddy is. And those acts included the DRUG distribution, okay, the kidnapping. I don't know about that kidnapping for sure. The arson, I don't know about that, but that bribery, and I don't think about, how did he traffic Cassie? And that's what they got up here in Jane. They got trafficking of Cassie and Jane. The bribery thing, I kind of see that. Okay. I don't see the arson. We know he probably, well, we don't want to say that. We think he probably did, but do they have actual proof? Okay. The kidnapping, who did he kidnap? Now the DRUG distribution, okay. But I don't see these other things. So, but I'm not a lawyer. So, I mean, the lawyers may see that, but I don't. So she said, Attorney Slavic said, Diddy was the boss. And he was the through line of the alleged racketeering conspiracy. She says the people around him, the assistants, security, chief of staff, which is KK, were there to serve and protect him. And the chief of staff, she didn't know everything that was going on. They talked about that. She wasn't aware of everything going on because you can tell from her text messages when she was telling Sean Diddy Combs that he needs to start telling her, you know, everything, you know, and stop keeping her in the dark. So she didn't know all this stuff. So how could she be a part of the racketeering conspiracy if she didn't know? So this prosecutor says that all of these people were there to serve and protect him and fulfill all of his desires, including his extra ones. Okay? So when they say that, before we leave, when they said the drug, you know, the distribution, I'm sorry, YouTube, Attorney Slavic said hard DRUGSs were a key element of the freak-offs, okay? And Diddy did not have to sell them. He did not have to sell the, you know what, he obtained to be guilty of of DURG distribution. Y'all hear that? So he don't have to sell them in order to be guilty of DRUG distribution. It's because he was giving them out. All right, allegedly. See, she said the same thing. She told jurors Diddy basically gave those out to people around him, including Cassie and Jane, who testified to taking substance during freak-offs. What about when they bought it themselves, though? Well, okay. So on the kidnapping part, prosecutor Slavik pointed the jury to Cassie's testimony about Diddy forcing her to stay in a hotel for a week in 2009 to hide her injuries from a physical assault as she healed. Okay. She told jurors this is kidnapping. Slavik also referred to Capricorn's Clark's testimony about Diddy's security. I forgot about that. Locking her in a building for 5 days so she could take a lie detector test and forcing her to go with him to Kid Cudi's house after finding out Cassie was dating Cudi. So yeah, I forgot about that. But still, this is all hearsay, right? Do they have actual proof? Now the hotel thing though, if they have hotel records to say that she was in that hotel, but is that still proof to say that he forced her to stay there and she couldn't leave that hotel room? Okay, so we have to see how they, what they do on that. Same thing with the one with Capricorn Clark saying that she was kept in a building for 5 days so she can take a lie detector test. Do they have proof of that? Because if not, that's all hearsay, right? So on the arson thing, prosecutor Slavik said Diddy was behind the Molotov, however you say that cocktail that burned up the interior of Kid Cudi's Porsche. She said Diddy did not cut open the convertible roof and drop in the homemade fire, but she told jurors Diddy said he was going to go blow it up, and then it happened. But that doesn't mean that he actually did it. You know what I'm saying? This is hearsay. Just because somebody say they're going to do something and it happens, it doesn't mean they did it. I mean, you would think it probably did, but don't you need proof of that? So I don't know. So on the bribery, prosecutor Slavik took jurors back to testimony about the March 2016 incident at the Intercontinental Hotel in LA, where video showed Diddy beating Cassie in the hallway. She said Diddy bribed a hotel staffer with $100,000 in cash to delete the footage. And then attorney Slavik said Diddy's chief of staff and security guard did everything they could do to cover Diddy's tracks after the beating was caught on camera, and told jurors this is a perfect illustration of the Combs enterprise at work. But the defense could argue that they weren't trying to really bribe anyone. They just did not want this out in the public, so it can really damage his reputation in Cassie's too. Because once they reveal that he beat Cassie, then you're gonna start questioning why did this happen, and then the freak offs will be revealed and everything else. Hey, this is what the attorneys be doing, okay? Trying to make things seem like, okay, it's not a bribery. It's just the fact that we just didn't want, people knowing that this happened, and then other things are revealed. They're gonna know we're a freak and things like that. But anyway, like I just said, y'all, this is a lot of stuff. And Jermaine said it's weak, maybe even a stretch, but he's guilty. All right, so it is what it is, okay? And Jermaine has been right about some things, okay? So attorney Slavik told jurors that Diddy's inner circle helped him ex-traffic Cassie and Jane, and she showed jurors headshots of 27 men. The feds say Diddy directed Cassie and Jane to have ex-whip during freak-offs. And then they got a picture of all the alleged ex-workers. And I'll show y'all what they look like real quick. And then we are getting ready to get out of here. Let's see if I can open this gallery. So they showed a picture of everything, of the burnt car. And they only showed a few pictures of some of the ex-workers. I guess these are the people right here. I see they left out the part where Cassie told the person, well, I guess the defense will bring all that up. Okay. They got pictures of the car burnt, but still, it doesn't. He did say he was going to blow, do all that and stuff, but still, people say many things. It doesn't mean that they planned it. So it is what it is. We will see how all of this play out, though. All right. So other than that, y'all, we are going to wrap this up. We've been on here for 2 hours and 21 minutes. It's 2:06. It's time for your girl to go to bed. So thank you guys so much for watching. Dissecting this case is a trip, but we will find out, I guess, sometime next week if Diddy is guilty or innocent. We will see, or not guilty. We're not going to say innocent shit. We're just going to say not guilty because we know that he did some of these things. Okay, but they do have to have, those elements there in order to, at least two of them, to prove the RICO thing. Okay, it is what it is. All right. Y'all don't forget to thumbs up this video if you enjoyed this content. Also, if you are not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe below. Let me put it up here. There you go, thumbs up. Okay, and hit that bell notification so you can be notified of any upcoming videos. And make sure you share and leave a comment. All right. Let's put this back up here. And thank you to everybody in the bushes, everybody who watches us in the replay over here in the chat. We got Jermaine in the place to be. All these comments. Hold on. I got to go all the way back, y'all. All the way back. Okay. Thank you, Jermaine. Thank you so much for being here, showing support, providing your input. Thank you to Tony Bands for showing support, providing your input. Kim B, thank you so much for being here, showing, sharing your input and, showing your support. And let's see what else. Young Riz was up in this place, showing support like always. I'm glad you're doing good, hon. Let's see what else. Payo Bunyan, thank you so much for being here, showing support, sharing your input. Let's see. Oh, we didn't see. What's his name? What's that other dude's name that was here yesterday? Like astronaut, Adobenaut or something. He didn't come tonight, so maybe he'll come back another time. All right, and thanks to everybody. If I missed your name or whatever the case is, thank you for being here. And you guys, make sure you check out my other videos, my Country Wayne reaction video. Get videos if you like Country Wayne, and check out my YouTube shorts and my unpacking blog for movie and my Dollar Tree hauls. All right, y'all have a good night. Have a happy and blessed Friday. Damn, these days go by so quick. And I'll see y'all later on for the next recap. The defense closing arguments. I can't wait to see what they are going to say, because I tell you, a lot of this stuff may be defensed away. All right. Good night, y'all. Take care. Let me go ahead and change all this stuff. It may be defensed away. It sure may be, y'all. Those lawyers can work wonders. This damn thing is strolling by itself. Okay, let's go ahead and do this. Okay, let me go ahead and put this up here, y'all. Y'all know it takes me forever to do this shit. Okay, let's see. I need to put all this stuff in alphabetical order, because, I mean, it's so hard to get this stuff up here, these banners. All right, y'all. So I'll see y'all tomorrow, all right? All right, let me go ahead and put this up there and turn this music up, y'all. Let's turn this on. Put my outro on. I'll probably add my background music up here, my own personal one, soon, so we can hear something different, because StreamYard music is like, same old shit every day. But anyway, y'all, see y'all later. Have a good night. Peace. Let me go ahead and get this outro up here.
Yo, turn the lights down low and the drama up. She's late, she's loud, and she live. Woo! You already know who it is. Shades 2, baby. she back again. Mic hot, crowd lit, vibe on 10. Shay walk in like we back again. News, tea, jokes and spins. She don't do small talk, she go in. From the headlines to the comment section, she call names with no correction. You tuned in, don't act brand new. It's late night, baby, she got that view.
Late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I lacked game, and back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. Popcorn ready, wig on alert. She dropped one line, and somebody hurt. Talk show queen with a side of roast. She run this thing from coast to coast. Late on purpose, still on time. She hit you with shade, then call it a rhyme. Talk smart, talk slick, talk flame. Say the name right here, late night with Shay.
Late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. That's right. News, drama, laughs, whatever else she feel like. One mic, one queen. Late night with Shay. On Shay's tube, she back again.
It's late night with Shay.
Yeah, she say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's